If you want to can your jams or preserves, you will need the following equipments. A canner or a big pot specifically 3 inches taller than your tallest jar. A jar, of course, where you put your jam or preserves. A ladle to minimize the spilling while you transfer your jam to your jar. You will need something to avoid your jar from touching the bottom part of the pot. In my case, I use a cake cooling rack. It is important that you have a canning tongue. Keep in mind that you cannot use regular tongs as alternative or you might get in trouble. In my case, the jars that I have has corners like this. So I use twine for me to lift the jar out of the pot like this. For the first step, put your canning rack inside the pot and next put in your jars. Put cold water until it is 2 to 3 inches higher than your jars. Now, put your pot on high heat, then bring it to a boil. Now that it is boiling, take one jar out and pour the water in the bowl with covers. Take the other jar out, but put the water back into the pot. Now, transfer in your jam inside the jar by using a ladle. Keep in mind that there has to be a headspace. The headspace is the gap between your jam and the top of the cover. Then clean the rims of your jars using a damp paper towel. Then cover it just fingertip tight. Not too tight because that might lessen your chance to get a good seal. Now, put back your jars into the canner. It is important that the water is at least 2 inches higher than the jar. Now put it back on high heat, then bring it to a rolling boil. Once it is boiling, use a timer to process it for the amount of time mentioned in the recipe. In this case, I will time it for 10 minutes. After the 10-minute process, remove the lid of the pot. Then let your jars rest for 5 minutes. After the 5-minute rest, lift the jar straight up. Keep in mind that you must not tilt the jar even if there's water on the cover. That might disrupt the sealing process. Next, set them straight down on a surface, then let them rest for 24 hours. After 24 hours, check the seal. In my case, the indicator of a good seal is when you hear a popping sound when you open the jar. So let me just open my jar. Just like that. So basically, you now know how to properly can your jam or preserves using the boiling water method. Thanks for watching.